I was just thrown in this lobby at the last second by Borno.
Yeah, that's fine. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to round 2 of the Gamers Lounge Winter Bracket, Upper Bracket. We're here with 4K Trash on the Radiant side, and Soso, Han Toso, I guess. On the Dara side, I'm here with, why don't you introduce yourself to us?
Peanut Almighty.
So, Peanut Butter
I'll be
Almighty.
taking a backseat role.
Yes. So I've been told that you've been casting the games that I have not. So, some other games, I guess.
Yeah, some of them.
So have you seen any of these teams perform at all?
Seen 4K Trash play. They're a decent team. They're a very decent team.
They're a very decent team. That sounds stupidly safe. I mean, I didn't mean it like that, but yeah, it sounds like a very safe estimation. I mean, although
Yeah, but then again, I don't know what Soso are like, so
I gotta say, this game
we'll see
actually,
what happens.
yeah, this game has actually been hyped up a lot in the Skype chat, among other things. Borno been telling me that it's one of the better two teams. That's why we're starting here an hour late, because these people can't get their shit together. But hey, such altruism. Oh well. So might as well stop the small talk at least for the moment and get on with the bans and picks. We have Vengeful Spirit and Troll World as the first two bans for the Radiant. Sniper, Bristleback for the Dire. We have Mirana and Lina as the first two picks, and Shadow Fiend and Rubik as the two counter picks. Now, out of all these heroes, what are your comments?
Well, Shadow Fiend picking it up so early is kind of risky, because 4K Trash can just pick up some nice roaming supports, which they've done maybe with Mirana already. Don't know where she's going to be played. But I mean, we'll see how that works out for them if they're really confident with the hero, and he's sort of tier 1 material, so we'll see what they do with him. The Lina as well, been picked up a lot to go mid recently, so we'll see what they... Lina versus Shadow Fiend as well could be messy for either of them really. It's just a case of whoever gets the advantage, and then they could really just zone the other one out. But I mean, if anything, if Lina gets ahead on Shadow Fiend, it's going to be really difficult for Shadow Fiend to get back. But then if Shadow Fiend gets ahead on Lina, it can be a bit easier for Lina to come back. She's a spellcaster more than a physical damage dealer. And she hasn't got to worry about mana quite as much as Shadow Fiend does. But, you know, she might not be mid at all. That's just my comments so far.
I actually think this will be hilarious if they're both mid. There will be no interaction whatsoever. Both of them just nuke the creep wave. One took the top room, one took the bottom room, and they never talk to each other again for 5 minutes. That would be amazing. Although, I doubt... maybe Lina will be mid.
Yeah, also possible, but...
Is there a delay on the experience?
it makes sense for Lina to go mid, to be honest, because she can get very, very aggressive on the Shadow Fiend.
I mean, I would like Lina to be mid. However, the last 2 times I've seen her picked, she's been picked as an support, and poor support in that. And pretty much played pretty much wrong every single time, I would like to say. It would be much easier for me if there would be a Spectre picked up in one of these games, because Spectre would mean that instantly that team loses. So, I like to see that. Makes my job easier. Oh well. So we have Lion Earthshaker as the next two bans for the Radiant, and Bedrunner as Phoenix as well for the Dire. Silencer and Juggernauts are the two next picks. Now, Silencer is the one hero that I've been seen banned a lot. Like 80% of the games I've casted in this league has seen Silencer banned, but I've never seen him picked. So this will be a very educational experience just to see how these people play the hero. Juggernaut, of course, needs no introduction.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised Juggernaut got through the all the bans. You know, 8 bans, and he's still come out the other end. Especially at the moment. The odds on Juggernaut building a Mask of Madness very high, I think.
I would like to say that if they don't build Mask of Madness Juggernaut, they might as well not pick the hero at all. Because this hero can't do anything else, unfortunately. That's the reason he remains very unpicked before the build and the buffs, I guess. So it will be quite fun to see how fast he gets his Manta style, because you kind of have to get it because it's a silencer in the enemy team, but and Invoker as well actually. If he builds an all kit, then the Juggernaut kind of has to build Manta. It doesn't really matter what you do. It's a mandatory at this point. But Invoker is another pick for 4K. I've seen Invoker as often as in the Lina. They've lost every game, but they does the same thing every game too. Build QE, didn't use Force Spirit properly, and didn't Sunstrike properly. Feeds, dies, feeds again. It happens every time. It's actually insane. I can't even believe it myself, but well, this is what's happened.
Yeah, that's interesting. I reckon Invoker's probably going to be played more in the offlane position. That's what people tend to do with him at the moment. QE is very unusual. I mean, it's pretty... I don't want to say low tier, but like most of the teams which know what they're doing know that he's not that strong a mid anymore. His moves aren't that great. And not having an ultimate with the current meta, you know, it's such a farm-centric meta for the mid player, and all they do is, you know, just run out with their ulti, kill someone, and run back to lane, and it's got to be quick, and they got to go back to farming. That's a problem which a lot of people have with this patch as well. Like, it's just a big farm fight at mid a lot of the time.
The Shadow Fiend being so
and Invoker, he doesn't do too well in that situation. He likes to roam, and he makes a great offlaner. He can get everything. He can get all the levels he needs in an offlane. He doesn't need the Orchid to be effective as well, so it's a bit of a waste.
Maybe. I mean, with this offlane
but
so
if
far,
you've got a really good Invoker player, then he is...
I don't know if he can actually stand in a support lineup like this. Lich Rubik support lineup. I mean, Invoker obviously can't go mid because he doesn't have AoE, he doesn't have creep clear, so he can just push back the tower. He loses every rune, he gets spammed out. That's just what happens when Invoker goes mid nowadays, but I mean, I don't even know if offlane is the best choice. I mean, sure, you kind of get the levels, you have to get boots first. You will never get any farm because you have 40 attack, 40 damage. It's really, I think it's a really risky pick. That's why he's not as popular as he used to be. But he certainly can work. I mean, he can even be stuck in the safe lane for all I know, and they run like an aggressive tri lane or something. That'd be hilarious. So Mirana isn't that great in an aggressive tri lane, to be honest.
We'll see what this pick here is. I mean, it might be a carry or it might be something completely different. I'm expecting a carry, but who knows?
I mean, we could see Silencer Lina.
Team Soso banned out the axe against them.
Axe?
Yes, possibly.
I mean, I've seen... Okay, it is a Huskar.
Huskar? Well, that's not expected at all. This suddenly got interesting.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's still not expected.
Has this team... Has this team played with Huskar, do you know? Or have you not really seen much from 4K?
I've seen 2 games on 4K. They've been crushed both games. So, I gotta say, I'm not really sure what to expect from them. I mean, Undying, wow. Okay, this is totally... All of this is quite unexpected. All this is very... unpopular heroes starting to come out of the woodwork. Let's see if we can actually make a game out of this. Hopefully we will. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the game. Picks and bans have been finished on the Radiant side team 4K charge. We'll let them decide whether the name is indeed appropriate. We have Rain playing the Mirana, Vespera on the Lina, Ghost on the offlane Invoker, Bang on the support silencer, it looks like, and Spade playing the Huskar. We can take the Dire team. And
over on the Dire team, we've got Team Soso. They got Jojo on the support Undying. We didn't actually mention the Undying pick, but that's also incredibly unusual. They're actually roaming 5-man now, but I'll just run through them all. Ara said stand-in on the Rubik. We got Death on the Lich. Bob on Juggernaut, playing the hard carry role, and finally KKZOR or Kagazor _ playing the mid Shadow Fiends. So going really aggressive. They're just going to pile up into the trees. Unusual strategy. Juggernaut's showing himself. Now the Rubik's showing himself.
The funniest thing about this
run through
this 5-man lineup.
See the Huskar, but nobody's close enough.
They don't actually have it disabled anyway.
But the lift is there. They pull him back. Juggernaut spins. He's taking a lot of damage.
Very good job. Get Jug on the first blood as well. You can see how ridiculous this kind of lineup is. Even though your Lich is forced to take Nova at level 1, the fact that you have a Undying on your lane, on your team, means that you win every early 5 versus 5 engagement. It doesn't even matter what you do. It's actually impossible to beat something like that. So Invoker is going to get the first or second wave of creep pretty much for free at least. So it's pretty good for him. Actually pulling the creeps back, but not successfully doing so. I'm not really sure what he's trying to do. That was kind of fun to watch, I guess.
Yeah, not quite sure what that was.
I mean, now the
so at the mid, we've got the matchup between Lina and Shadow Fiend.
Yes. So the problem here is that since the creep wave is pushed up on the top lane because of his Invoker's antics, it also means that if Juggernaut does it right, the creep wave will never see Invoker will never see the creep wave at all. But he is already level 2. He's actually level. Immediately take EMP to trade hits with Rubik. That's hilarious. I've never seen this before, actually.
Yeah, that's interesting. Usually they'll get a couple more orbs first, but whatever works for you.
He has pretty much resigned the fact that he will never see a single CS in this lane because he has 40 CS. Oh wow, 7 dies at bot. Oh dear God, Undying doing Undying things.
Yep, they nearly went on the Huskar as well, but they decided against it.
You can't do anything about this if you're... they just have 2 heroes, which aren't that threatening by themselves, but because what Undying lacks is a disable, and Lich kind of provides a disable, it makes Undying so much stronger. Look at this! Look at this Invoker offlane thingy.
If we look up at top, the Invoker's just getting chased away.
Nope, not gonna get that. We'll get the rune though. So, Invis rune now on Rubik. He does not have lift for another 10 seconds. So this Lina is pretty safe, I think. Yeah, the Seraphine doesn't even have mana for double race, so Lina should be fine. And this Volker still refuses to heal himself up. I don't know what's happening. He just stands there. Okay, now he's healing up. What?
Well, he knows there's an Invis Rubik nearby, so I think he's just gonna sit back and stay scared. But he's lifted now into the spin. He tries to drop the EMP to help himself out, but it's not really gonna work. He's running the completely wrong way here, and he's just gonna get taken out by that Juggernaut. I mean, I say wrong way. What way could he have gone?
I mean, he could stand still and die like a man.
Suddenly the Lich is disconnected.
No Egyptian internet, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing you can do about that. And it wouldn't be Dota if it weren't for pauses. It's a game-by-game tradition.
Pausing is Dota these days.
It is Dota. It's always been Dota. I mean, remember when the days when Dota couldn't reconnect? There's no reconnect feature in Dota. Oh my god. Okay, you actually have to manually save the game, F10, SS. I mean, presuming that you play Dota 1, of course. I don't want to assume, but just assuming.
No, I never did.
Yeah, it was the most terrible feeling. I think it's still like that here, kinda. It's like you want to load a save game for some reason, still kinda have to console save, console load. But at least it's a lot more, let's try to say automated process than before. So it's still not that bad. But as far as we're seeing right now, how do you think the lanes are gonna work out now that 3 kills has been had? So it's kind of obvious, but just saying, what's gonna be the situation coming to the mid game?
Yeah. I think this tri lane at bottom has is really bad for them. They've lost a player already, and they haven't managed to get a kill on a dual lane. And if you're fighting a dual lane, then you can't let them get anything. I mean, you just got to be constantly fighting them away. And having had I think them silencer died. That's just a huge problem, and they can't let that happen anymore. Because if they do that, then they've won both lanes. And actually, the Lina's doing well at mid. And I think that's, if they can turn this tri-lane at bottom around for Team 4K, then that will improve their chance a lot. They need to get a kill or just zone them out a bit, which they admittedly they have done here. They got a Lich under the tower and Undying very much limping back to base. So it might not all be doom and gloom for them. And if we look at it from Team Soso's perspective, their Shadow Fiend's not getting much at mid, but you know, he's holding his own against this Lina. And Lina can be an absolute nightmare for heroes like Shadow Fiend that just want to farm, and especially when you're a squishier Shadow Fiend, you know, getting that ulti to the face, even when you get BKB, it's still going to go through you and into your face. It's not good.
Okay, so just a very
not good for a hero squishy Shadow Fiend.
It's an offhand question here. You don't happen to understand Egyptian, do you?
No, I don't understand Egyptian.
Is Egyptian even a language? I mean, I know I say that the sounds makes me sound very ignorant, and I admit that I am actually very
I'm not sure if
ignorant.
it's Egyptian or Arabic.
I think Arabic is the way to say it. I think. I actually don't know. Hell, we have time for
it's like
pause.
Egyptian is like a type of Arabic, I think.
Egyptian. Just gonna go Google real quick. So it is. So the official language of Egypt is Modern Standard Arabic. Makes sense. I'm gonna say this.
That's right.
Really should be better than this, but fortunately I'm not. This is what happens to me after I spent years in America. Dulled my senses and my reception to the world. Oh well.
I think Team 4K might be a little bit off here because they had to wait a long time for Team Soso, didn't they? Or was it the other way around? Oh no, Team 4K had to wait for Soso, and now they have to wait for them again.
Okay, good job. Reconnect us here.
But
Amazing.
we're ready to go again.
This game has already been delayed as it is. I really don't want to prolong the suffering any more than everybody else have to. So. Huh? Wow, what was with
There's
the
Misclick.
serious attitude? Something Deathwind. Jesus. It's really weird to hear people, admins talk about rules, considering how this game is delayed by 1 hour. So, you know, it just doesn't feel too right. But this top lane, we actually see Juggernaut not last hitting very well, as you can see, only 15 CS so far, despite pretty much having a free lane. And Rubik suicide himself to neutrals.
Yeah, but he's doing better than the Huskar.
That's not really a point of contention though. Huskar died once already and he has a dying and a lich in his lane. That's kind of invitation to do badly. He doesn't really need an excuse. I mean, look at this. They have 3 people and the creep wave is pushed up. They can't even touch the lane at all because they will just instantly die. Because Mirana is a stupid hero.
Yeah, but in a carry versus carry situation. Okay, so in a carry versus carry situation though, you can use that as like a definition for
top
team,
lane,
if you like, a struggle for a better word.
Invoker is dead, very dead. That's a TP for Lina.
Diving hard on that Invoker.
Stun will not hit.
But you can often tell how well the team is doing if it's a farming versus farming early game.
This is really not
tell which team is doing better by how many last hits their carry have, or which lane is going better. But yes.
So Lina
goes really far forwards. He's got lots of strength, and actually if they go on him in a bit, they could do very well for themselves because he'll lose all that strength. If they go on him just at that critical moment when he loses all that strength, he'd be in big trouble, but he knows that and he's backing out now.
So see, this is the problem with this game right now. I actually think that it was a complete and utter mistake to leave the Mirana here at bottom lane. She should have been pressuring mid all this time. She actually did nothing the entire first 5 minutes. She shot 2 arrows, missed all 2 arrows.
She's done nothing in this game.
And the mid has been pretty much free farming.
If we look mid, there was an attempted gank from the Invoker. He is here, but he can't really do anything.
I mean, he TP'd here because the lane was free, and now Lina has back, so he's kind of walking around, you know, just hanging out, doing his thing. Has this very smexy.
The Rubik rotation coming in from the side.
We'll get it.
Left, he gets a lift. He's gonna get the kill, but the MP nearly gonna pick off the.
Oh, whoa! Tornado!
Tornado, gonna get one.
Bottle!
Can he finish
No!
off the Shadow Fiend? He does.
I wanted the Shadow Fiend to bottle there. He kind of just panicked. I initially thought that was a disaster.
Very big from the Invoker there, very big.
Yeah, I actually initially thought that was a disaster because the Laguna Blade went on the Shadow Fiend instead of instantly killing the Rubik. Oh, bot lane. See a Lich catching an arrow. He should be dead.
Lich taking a lot of damage.
This dying is very, very close to dying as well because he does not have the stick, and if he loses the strength right now, he could burn down. Oh, not enough. Not that much strength. See, this Rubik just kind of bullying the Invoker, but that turned out so much better than I thought it would with 4K.
Yeah, let's see if they can capitalize on that. The Juggernaut is really, really getting ahead on last hit, so he's got a Mask of Madness coming to him now, so this could be a huge, huge issue for Team 4K.
Ooh, that was very close. Had a his rune there. Any other rune, he would probably just instantly die. But, I mean, actually, if the Shadow Fiend has been more decisive, he would have gotten the kill as well. But oh, arrow!
Oh, but the arrow.
He has a Laguna as well. He should be able to get this kill. Oh no, he doesn't live. Just in time. Oh no, he still has this rune.
He's gonna chase down with a haste rune. Not quite enough. The Shadow Fiend manages to get away. Very, very low health, but the raises were real.
Yeah, that was very
trade
good.
Down too.
He wasn't panicking there. Although I
disagree
with him walking home right now. He really should kill them.
Oh, but they're going to go on bottom now. The Lich coming in behind the tower on the Husker, chasing him down. He's trying to get the burning spears off, but he's just killing himself. But now it's going to be a Mirana in, and the Science is cleaning up the Lich. Undying, is he going to be able to escape from this? He's doing a lot of damage to Mirana, but Mirana has leap, so she's not too bothered. But she has got to be careful of the decay. Could do enough damage, but the arrow, very nice plays. Manages to escape death from Undying. Ironic.
I would say that 4K, as far as these clutch situations go, they have been doing quite well for themselves. I mean, the fight mid there, the problem with that was the fact that Lina was far too greedy with her spells. She wanted to wait for the Dragon Slave at the last moment to finish off the Shadow Fiend, but she got lifted instead, and so she didn't get it off. Else, that would have turned out so much better for them. So both teams kind of making a little bit of mistakes here and there, but they're doing fine, I guess. At least for the Dire, their cores are farming pretty well.
But it's one of the huge problems. If we look at bottom now, look at bottom, the Rubik, it's invis right on top of the Husker, but he knows. He senses that something's wrong. A bit of trouble in the water. But denying a tower, oh, Rubik tries to go in for the last hit there. He manages to steal the spell as well, and then use it on him. Cheeky bastard.
I actually do wonder. This Evoker is rushing an Orchid as we expected. It's in fact a very good item against Juggernaut as well. So no surprises there. But Lina is where's all her gold? So she's indeed getting eels first, as you would expect. As far as net worth goes, third net worth, all the Dire cores are farming far better than the Radiant, just because of how the lanes kind of worked out. I mean, technically Diros only have 2 cores, so you only have less distribution as well. But at the very least, the Huskar is kind of getting where it is. What is that? What is that flapping noise from your end? It's like an open window or something.
Sorry, I have pets. And,
top lane, Juggernaut eating a arrow. Wow, what?
It's my pet having a drink.
That was the weirdest engagement I've seen yet. And now this is Mirana.
Oh, and it's turned around on the Mirana now. She dies very quickly, and now the Omni Slash comes out. Gonna land on the creep zone, actually find himself in a very sticky situation there, and he's gonna get killed off. The Invoker does Ghost Walk, but he's seen. The Lina just trying to fight through it, gets a kill. The Invoker might be able to clean up the second one here. The Cold Strike comes out, but there's a Shadow Fiend coming in around the back, and one raise will kill him and save his friend Lich from certain demise. And now they're going to find themselves in a very nice position to maybe take themselves a tower and gain a little bit more of an advantage from that.
Actually, that one was also the kind of a fault, kind of gaming. You see the arrow connects on the Juggernaut, but Invoker just standing there for, I don't know, 5 seconds without using anything, even though he had the MP off cooldown. And so it allows the Juggernaut to kill off the Mirana, and when the EMP did come down, he was allowed to Omni Slash instead. So it turned out a lot worse for the Radiant than it really should have. But at the very least, they forced out all the pressure, so Spade can pretty much farm the.
Yeah, and they didn't take any damage from Omni Slash really, because it just jumped straight onto creeps.
I mean, he kind of had to use it because else he would have gotten EMP'd. But it didn't matter either way. It does have Mask of Madness and Dust now. Well, it makes sense to get Dust because there's a Mirana on the enemy team.
Collision. Here.
Wow, Rubik.
Lina. She's chasing herself down a Rubik. Misses the stun. She's going to throw out the Laguna Blade for it, but the Juggernaut coming right behind. Whoa, the Lich! Double nuke going in there. And Mirana and Silencer are just running alongside each other. Mirana's already used her lead, so she can't escape the Juggernaut.
This is serious. Oh, this is kind of funny to watch. Because you can see the Rubik just kind of baiting and dodging the stun, even though he knew that he was going to die regardless. But forced out Laguna Blade. I mean, he did die, but it turned out to be much better for him if he just ran straight or just escaped even. So we see Yasha on Jugger. It makes sense, of course. He wants to get that Manta as soon as possible. Although I don't really agree with the fact that he's keeping a staff shield like this. I want a Quelling Blade. You really do want a Quelling Blade. And I'm actually very surprised for the wood coverage as well. But look at the vision. You can see the Dire has very aggressive.
Do you mean Pullman shield? Do you mean Pullman shield?
No, I mean I don't want him to have this
stout shield.
Yeah, just toss it and buy a Quelling Blade instead. It makes a lot more sense. It also allows you to kill Rosh alone instead of having to rely on your teammates. I mean, you can't do that without Quelling Blade actually. It's actually very fun when you just look at the math. But yeah, but it doesn't really matter. They are going to get Rosh now, which is good. Their lineup is very good because they have a decent amount of physical damage as well as sustain. So we see nobody is getting anywhere with the support. Oh, Arrow. Land a Shadow Fiend, but it's not gonna get anywhere with that. Huskar, Urn, Treads, and Armlet on the way. I'm actually quite surprised he decided to get the Urn. It's not like he's getting any kills. Just gotta have it for the sake of having it, I guess. Oh, Haste Rune.
Uh-oh. Huskar could be in a bit of trouble now.
Wow.
All this... the silence from the silencer. And actually this has turned around Shadow Fiend's face, but its physical damage is way too much to even care. But it's only an Aegis, which he burns away.
Arrow.
Actually, I'm gonna find herself in a spot of difficulty there. She doesn't have enough mana for the leap away. Big mistakes, and even there's an ulti coming in for her. And it's gonna pop on the Lina too. She's surrounded by all sides now. She thought she was safe under a tower, but very much mistaken. However, the Invoker is in. Gonna drain the mana from the Juggernaut. Oh, he's getting low.
He's dead.
Juggernaut actually dies to the tower, but it'll be worth it for the Silencer.
I mean, it's not really worth it for the Silencer.
That brings Invoker dangerously close to his Orchid, but how much difference will it make? Meanwhile, the Huskar jumps in. TP's immediately jumping in on the Undying, burning him down very fast with the aid of the Cold Snap.
That was 100% not worth going in for the Silencer there. Should have just left. Did the Invoker die and bite back in that fight?
Yeah, they got the Lina, they got the Mirana, but they just wanted more.
No, did they get the Invoker is my question. Or did he escape in time?
Did they?
Bought back? It doesn't look like it.
He got out fine.
Okay, so that was 100% not worth for the Dire side. It was actually pretty bad because even they should have gotten Aegis and they could have just farmed the opponents. Oh my god, Shadow Fiend caught out.
Oh, Shadow Friend gonna die very quickly. The Lina ult cleaning up, but in comes everybody else. Suddenly, Team 4K find themselves on the run. Ghost and Vesper running through the secret shop.
I'm not really sure what's happening right now. It's actually quite weird because you see both teams kind of 5 versus 5 head on to each other like this, even though they really shouldn't. It's like this Juggernaut hero, he really needs a lot more farm to be able to do this. He does not nearly have enough farm.
They're bulls looking horns.
He can steal at the point where he can no longer be solo killed by Lina, then he'll be fine. But before that, he really needs to get out and get his mana, his items as well. Because Invoker has Orchid, so Invoker actually fully QW, fully QW Invoker instead of 1 point in E. I would like 1 point E just for the access to full array of spells, but it's not like they actually need it. Let's see how it turns out. Arrow, not gonna connect. So everybody's just kind of spreading out here. As far as this game goes,
Invoker's now finished up his Orchid.
Was it engagement on Huskar?
Huskar was looking to be aggressive here under that Mirana ulti.
Okay. Dire is now
Arrow
grouped
connects
up.
on Lich, but
What is even happening? Why are they all grouping up like this? None of this makes any sense.
they're expecting a fight.
Yeah, but that's
No,
what TPs
I
are
beg to
for.
differ. They
You farm elsewhere and you TP
both
into
teams
fight,
really want to fight.
and then you get 1,000 more GPM than the opponent. That's how you win the game. But instead, just kind of hang around.
Totem down.
Well, at least they're pushing. That's good.
And it's going to be very worth it for Team Soso. They take themselves a tower. And then Huskar's just TP'd away, but no, he walked down, but he's TP'd back in now. They're going to defend their tower. Undeniable damage, which is quite nice for them. The Global Silence comes out. Huskar jumping in, but the Yule Scepter down on the Shadow Demon. Meanwhile, the Lich ulti is bouncing around as well as a Juggernaut on top of that. Lots and lots of damage. Devastating for Team 4K. Without even making a scratch into Team Soso's lineup. We find ourselves left only with a Ghost and Rain running away, and Rain being chased down by a Rubik. He gets the arrow up at top, but it's not going to connect. Rain makes her escape.
So this Undying is building a
And now-
type. Makes sense because there's so much magical damage on the enemy team, of course. Nobody's getting a mech though, which okay,
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Lich is getting a mech. Yeah, he's nowhere near it. But, I mean, he's somewhat near it, 700 gold away or so. This is good.
He's pretty close, yeah.
So Shadow Fiend is also buying a BKB. All of these magic immunity items will work very well against the Radiant lineup because all of their damage is actually magical. All the significant amount of damage is magical, except for Lina ulti once she gets her Agas, but that's nowhere near. So it's just mass BKB, and they should win this. Actually, Juggernaut should actually just buy a BKB because he's actually so strong. Because not only does he has Metastar to remove Global Silence as well as Orchid, BKB also does that. And so instead of people baiting him, he can always be the reactive player and will always get out unsilenced. So,
Yeah, that's true.
so I'm just waiting for that.
Oh,
But
but the Mirana ulti.
arrow, it actually
Narrative leave up.
Whoa.
Ooh, nearly connects on Juggernaut, but he clutch spins.
Yeah, this is fine. I actually saw
Man, these clutch spins, man.
I actually saw a Juggernaut yesterday, also on Dire, but instead of doing the stats, 1-1 stats, he actually maxed crit instead, and then max spin by level 10, so he has 414 by level 10. He bought Mask of Madness, he spun in, and he got killed just by enemy hitting him. It was the saddest sight, because he didn't realize that the only reason why you were able to buy Mask of Madness is because you had stats so you can tank it, but oh well. At least this is not going to be one of those games. He will have his meta style in about 200 gold. I'm actually quite surprised that he's farming mid right now. I really think this easy lane of farm really should be for the Lich, and Juggernaut should be farming jungle instead, because nobody's farming his jungle. So this is pretty much just wasted gold that's not being utilized right now.
Yeah, but lane farm is equally as well. It can be as efficient depending on the hero, depending on what stage they're at in the game at different points. It's more or less efficient.
Yeah, but I gotta say, you want this Lich to get his mech, right? That makes perfect sense. And the Jug farm,
Yeah.
the Jug
Yeah,
farming jungle is actually faster than him farming lane, so it actually makes no sense in all ways. I guess it's what I'm saying. I mean, you don't think about things like this.
Farming patterns, so you don't want to waste that time farming, walking to the jungle. But anyway, we got a little bit of Rubik in trouble at top. The tornado probably going to finish him off, and it is. He's got an entire team coming down on his face though, but he's going to TP out, so make that roam completely unworth it from Team Soso.
No, they're gonna make this a
unless they find this Huskar, which is looking very likely. What are you doing? You're in the wrong side of town, son. Global Science is trying to help him out, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Oh, the armlet toggles are real though, and the heal's on as well, but oh! The Manta, the crit, it was all too much. And EMP comes down just to chase them away, and actually dealing a fair amount of damage to the Undying. Lots and lots of damage to the Undying. Shadow Fiend throwing out the razors, and in comes the Ice Ball from Lich. Gonna connect on two, but then get dissipated out. Meanwhile, they hunt down the Silencer who gets killed. Lena going up twice with the double Yules. No reason, just prolonging her death. Very, very nice for Soso, getting 3 heroes there quite comfortably.
You can see the power of the
without
team
that
fight
Rubik as well.
with the sustain there. So much sustain from both Undying and Lich, and the healing ward, which was not even touched at all throughout the entire fight. The Shadow Fiend didn't even need to use the BKB. So now with the full mana and everything, they can actually pressure this with the Rubik already here. He actually has Blink as well, so you want to initiate whenever you want. EMP is forced out, didn't he do anything? So when is okay? Healing ward in 5 seconds. Should be very good. They catch out the Huskars while actually getting arrowed. Arrow a little low on seconds, but
oh, the Omni Slash. It's gonna take out one. A lot of damage. Double crit gonna take out the second. However, the arrow, she's gonna spin out of it.
woo! Laguna Blade.
Oh, Rubik dodging the Laguna Blade. Did you see that?
No, he didn't dodge it. He took the damage. He just got
blink
healed.
dodged the Laguna.
No, he got healed back immediately. He didn't dodge it.
How did he?
Oh dear. Double just Booker just running away. He's actually quite fast. I don't think this Jug knows what he's doing.
Into a bit of a stomp now.
At least he's gonna get the top lane pretty
He's just
easily.
fighting himself some kills.
Easy.
Yep, and there's a GG out from Team 4K.
Celebratory Shadow Fiend ultimate. We got ourselves a game, boy. That's disappointing, but hey, considering how fast this goes,
Game 1 going quite decisively in the way of T Soso.
Yeah, we may actually make up for the 1 hour delay by having game 2 finish just as just as quickly. We actually may have the next game on schedule. Who really knows? It was fun actually. So hop into the lobby of the next game.